Labor's rights. Imagine that tomorrow is the deadline of a group final report. Everyone in the group is making efforts to finish the work in the midnight, while the team leader just tells everyone what to do without doing any other thing. I hope that none of us will experience such a disaster anymore. In this July, a famous Taiwanese artist decided to present a huge artwork as big as a high school classroom in the Japan Art Festival. To complete the artwork, the artist recruited a team of volunteers from Taiwan, and I was one of them. In the recruitment orientation, the artist told his concept to draw a draft to us. It sounded like that the artist had fully understood how to complete this artwork and that he would take all the responsibility, but what he did was the opposite. For example, the first step of making the artwork was producing the straw ropes. We had to pick great good straws and then put them into the straw rope machine. Unfortunately, the straws pricked our arms and laps all over, which made our skin feel itchy and tingly. What's worse, the place we worked was filled with straw chips and dust. To elaborate, the air inside suffocated me. It is obvious that the artist didn't want to step in. Nevertheless, this was not the only thing that made me feel unbelievable. He demanded the volunteers who were not professional in engineering to build the scaffolding without giving us helmets for our basic safety. However, if we refused to erect the 3 floor height scaffolding, the art piece couldn't be completed definitely. So we had no choice but to build the scaffolding layer by layer, and with the height increased, the shakier it was. When I trembled climbing up to 2 stories in height of the scaffolding, I could strongly feel it swayed left and right if I slightly moved, as if it would break down by the wind blowing. No matter how difficult it was, we finally completed this work. By rights, our mind would be moved when seeing this artwork, which we had spent 30 days on. However, our mind fulfilled with mixed feelings. This is because every time we looked at this giant honeycomb like artwork, it made us recall the unfair treatment and the ignorant artists without any responsibility. We, as volunteers, had to work 10 hours per day without any weekends. On the other hand, the artist only showed up with us when the journalist from NHK interviewed him. At one time, I expected the artwork to be done perfectly no matter how hard it was. I couldn't help but smiling once I imagined the moment when the artwork was done. However, not until I actually participated in the work process did I realize the price for completing this artwork was too high. We just wanted to help, but did these terrible things happen to us? I thought of this experience from time to time, but it dawned on me that we were not the only people who suffer from exploitation. There are still many laborers suffering from unreasonable treatment around the world right now. After knowing the story, I hope that when we become a leader, we should have the sense of responsibility and treat the laborers kindly instead of being a spoiled boss. Many a little makes a mickle. A little change of us will be a big change of the world.